Hi everyone! Welcome to Countdown to Christmas 2017 with Crafting with Baby Girl. I'm JJ and I'm here to open day 6. So today we have a sleigh on our bag, and just remember the December and the 6th we're done with Oracal 651 vinyl. It's easier to put the letters in the proper place than gluing them down. At least that's what I find. The sleigh is a cutout that I did with my Cricut. It's glued onto a white sandwich bag or lunch sack that I picked up at Walmart, and that's what we've got going on. So let's see what we've got for today. That one's for me, so we'll be working on that today. And we have these cute little hot chocolate holders. Let's say which one of them has a candy cane. We like candy canes in our hot chocolate, so I added a candy cane. This is my son's. So I like the fact that they just pull up and then they go right back down. Well, they go down if the candy cane goes in like it's supposed to. So that's what we're going to be making today. You can see I kept the embellishments again on this, really simple. I really like the hot cocoa paper that I have here. I don't remember the pad that it came from. And I like this just soft blue. This one was done with like scrap paper I had left over from some other projects. But I don't have the pads that those particular ones came from, but I'll show you what we're doing today. Put those away. Alright, so what we're going to need today is some scissors, some score tape, an embellishment, which I'm going to be using this snowman, which came from a gift tag pack that I got at the Dollar Tree, which comes with 16, and it's a not chipboard, but a really firm cardstock, so it's kind of nice. That pack came with snowmen and poinsettias, and there was another pack that came with Santa Claus and an ornament, I believe. So put that off to the side. We're going to need 2 matte pieces that are going to go on the front, and I'm using this paper. And this came from, we'll also need our cutting board. This came from the Ice Crystals pack that I've been using. That's from Craftsmith. I got this at Michael's. It was this year's Christmas paper. I've kind of showed this to you guys before. You can see I'm starting to miss a few pages, but I really like it. It's kind of my color scheme. So that's where the matte pieces are coming from. You're going to need a hot chocolate packet. And when we get to the hot chocolate packet, I folded the top down just because I think it looks better. So you'll see that that's just kind of folded down. We're also going to need you need some ribbon, or I'm using twine. I find that string and twine works easier for me, or some thin ribbon. But that's kind of what we need there. You need a hole punch, which I don't have, so we'll be making a hole like we did in the last video. But that'll still work. You need your cutting board, your score tool, and some basic cardstock. I'm using white. You could use any color you wanted to go that would match your matte pieces. We're going to go with this. So to start with, we're going to need to cut our base down to, let's see, look at measurements, make sure I do this right. We're going to cut this down to 4. I just changed it. I was doing it. You'll notice that the ones that I had do not have gussets in it, and I'm putting a gusset. I don't like the way it's sitting. So for demonstrations today, I'm going to put in a gusset, and it is going to be 9 3/4 inches. First we're going to do the 4 3/4 inches. So 4 3/4 inches by 9 3/4 inches is the size of the paper that you're going to have. that aside. So then we'll cut this one down to 9 3/4. Which just takes that little bit off. And that will be all the cutting with the cutting board that we'll be using. Now we're going to go ahead and score. And we're going to, putting the long side up, we're going to score at 4 3/4 and at 5. That's going to give us a 1/4 inch gusset. Then we're going to turn it over, and this is where it gets a little tricky, so you might want to come over here because we're going to score at, say, 4 1/2, because we want a 1/4 inch on the edge, and then turn it around and score at 4 1/2 again. It's just hard to score at 1/4 inch. That'll make that a little bit easier. So there we go. We're done with the scoreboard. Now we're going to go ahead and fold our score marks up. In this case, we're folding in. Kind of make sure it lines up at the top. There we go. Then burnish it with my bone folder and do it on this side. I think it's hard to fold those 1/4 inch score marks. And then I'm just kind of opening them up so I can fold the bottom ones. This is going to give us our gusset. We want that to be nice and folded. Nice crisp line there. Do that here as well. Alright, now here's where we're going to do a little bit of cutting. We're going to come in where the two score lines meet. We're going to put just a little kind of a wedge in there. Just a little tiny triangle piece. It'll just make it so that it's a little bit easier to seal it and pull it up. Just cutting out just a little triangle right at where the score marks meet. See that? At all 4 points where they meet. This is just a little sliver that we're cutting out just to help it lay flatter. Alright. Then we're going to go ahead and take our score tape. And I have 1/4 inch score tape, but it's actually a little bit bigger than 1/4 inch score tape. So I'm going off off frame just a little bit. I'm just putting the score tape down. It's just hard to see where to put it with where the tripod is, so I have to pull it a little closer. Let's see if I can do this side a little bit easier. Now I'm mostly you don't want to go over the fold, just right up to the fold. Oops. Otherwise it's going to get just a little bit sticky where you don't want it sticky. So you can see that. Now you're also going to want to put a little piece, and I'm going to actually snip these. You take your snips, and we're talking just a little square, and put those on those little corners, or the little tabs right there. And if you don't want to use the score tape for that, you can always just use some wet glue. You just want to secure them so that they don't get in the way when you put your a hot chocolate packet in there. Now comes the fun part. We peel off the tape, kind of make sure everything is folded in. The score tape in this case is just a little bit bigger than the pieces that I have. So I want to make sure that it's kind of pulled back so that I'm not leaving it sticky on the inside. And do that on this side. Same thing, just make sure all that's... And again, this might be easier to do with wet glue. It just takes a little bit longer for it to dry. So you want to push in your tab, and the side that has the adhesive, bring that in and make it kind of as square corner as you can. Kind of put that down. Then do that on the other side. You want to make sure you're bringing the adhesive one in first, so that then you can bring the one without adhesive in on top of it. And bring that so it comes all the way over and covers that side. Sorry. Just trying to line it up with that edge. I'm going to do that on the other side as well. Bring it over. Probably can't see. So bring it over so that the edges meet up. And I did that one just a little crooked. So I'll just trim that so that it's square. There. So now we have like a little pocket instead of, I mean, it's got a little depth to it. So here is where we take our matte pieces. And you can use wet glue or any adhesive. This actually works pretty good if you want to just use your ATG or that, but I'm just going to put it on with score tape. Run the score tape across the bottom, across the top. You're going to want to make sure that you get all the edges on this. So putting it out towards the edge is the best, because you will have some pulling on the strings and stuff when we get the strings put in. Then, oops, that would be wrong to put that on that side, unless I wanted white, I guess. But I don't. I like the color of this paper. It kind of reminds me of hot chocolate, which is why I chose it. It's kind of a gentle cocoa color. So we're going around, and this is, like I said, the matte. This is one of the, I had mentioned in my other videos we would be doing some that were a little bit more intricate. I mean, nothing difficult. All these crafts that we're doing for this series are on the moderately simple side. You can put something in the middle if you want. We're going to go ahead and take off the tape if you're using the score tape. I guess you could use redline tape too. I don't almost never use that. But now we're just going to center this on here. And I could have made this a little bit bigger. But that'll work. And we're going to do that on the other side. I have a nice healthy white border on this one. So you kind of, whatever your matte piece, you just want it to be whatever side dimension, because you might have to change the dimensions based on the hot chocolate packet you're using. And just kind of put that on there. There we go. I'm going to fix that corner. It's bugging me. Okay, better. So now right here about the middle, about, I don't know, ½ inch down, we're going to want to put right in the center, and I'm just going to eyeball it today. And you're going to want to put a hole. This is where it's best if you have a hole punch, and don't try and do it the way I'm doing it, which is the wrong way. I'm taking off camera for a sec. I am being creative, I guess you could say. But you don't want to hurt yourself, so definitely use a hole punch. That's the best way to do this. But what we've done now is we've got a hole. And I'm just kind of smoothing it out. Tucking that in. When you do it this way, there's a lot of leftover paper stuff, so I'm tucking it on the inside so you don't have to see it. The next thing you're going to want is your twine. And you're going to want enough twine that it goes down to the bottom, up through the top, and then back up again. So, I'm doing about that much twine. And then we're going to thread it through that wonderful hole we just made. There we go, we got that side through. And now we're going to take it through the next side. We're running it through both holes, through both sides. And I'll show you that in just a sec. Oops. Alright, there we go. And I'm going to end up cutting that off in the end. Now here comes the fun part. We're going to take our hot chocolate packet and kind of make sure it's nice and even. I fold down the top again, like I said, so it's just a little bit easier. And then you're going to slide it in with the string here. You want to make sure that the string doesn't go all the way in and you lose the ends. You want to make sure you keep the ends. So if you need to, you can pull on the one side and make it a little bit even so that your strings are even. There you go. And then you're going to tie it closed. Sorry. I'm going to tie it. In this case, I'm just going to tie it in a knot, and then I'm going to tie it in a bow. Bows are definitely not my thing, but we're going to do it anyway. Alright, and I'm going to trim the ends. Okay, so that's all it takes. Now, I think the bow's a little too big. So we're going to make it just a little smaller. Tighten it up. Now here you can grab the bow and you can pull it up or you can put it down. And so the hot chocolate packet isn't dependent on it. So you can reuse this over again. The embellishment we're going to use is our snowman. And I'm just going to run some score tape up the middle. And center the snowman. So you can, you know, use some ribbon, prettier ribbon. I really like the twine. It went with this. But there you go. That's what we have for this, for day 6. And you can also put in a, you know, like a candy cane, like I did with my sons. A lot of the other ones I put in candy canes. I just thought it was cuter and that. You could even put a full-size candy cane. There's enough room in there. So there you go. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Oh, if you're interested in knowing when I post tomorrow's video, hit the subscribe button, and next to that there's a little bell. If you push the little bell, then it will let you know when I upload my next video, and then you can stay on top of when I upload the next days to my series. So we look forward to hearing from y'all. If you leave a comment below, I'll do my best to get back to you. Have a great day. Bye.